So I felt sluggish as hell this session. I felt sluggish. I was a little just worn out of it. Sleep, 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 sleep. Um, I got to sleep, but I just woke up fucking. I mean, I went to bed really late, later than I needed to. If I can harness sleep, I mean, that's going to send me over 50 plus already. And then what's going to send me over 60 plus is just routine training and also recovery. But that's another subject. The bigger subject here is sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. I can't fucking. My mind runs. My mind runs. I got them demons. Always thinking, 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 thinking. And that definitely affected this session. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I do my best. And I can tell that the alcohol, maybe, I think that I'm not going to say that I need alcohol. I think that I'm just going to have to tell my body when it's time to fucking go to motherfucking bed. I think that's just the reality of the situation. And then actually executing on when I tell my body when to go to motherfucking bed. So, I don't know. It's just going to be a process. But sleep, 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 sleep. I get really, really frustrated throwing 121 meters, which was the daily best today on the 7.26K. And I kind of gave it up. I'm glad that I had the 5K and the 6K. I ended up throwing those as far as fools go, but throwing the hammer is easy. I think that throwing the hammer is easy. The hard part is the mental aspect that comes with thinking about those distances, and rather than not thinking about executing on that technique. That's the harder part. I think that throwing is relatively easy, but that, and then ending the session, and then me like beating my head up against the wall, like I was sluggish, I didn't get enough rest, etc., etc., etc. It's going to be an uphill battle. It's always going to be an uphill battle, but I think that it's possible at the end of the day. So I think that what you kind of don't think about sometimes is that if you woke up and just threw 80 meters, if you woke up and broke the world record, well, would it be fun? Would it be fun anymore? Nah. There's something about the process. There's something about the process, not the end result. There's something about the process. And we in society have gotten way too, excuse me. We've gotten way too caught up on the results. We've gotten way too motherfucking caught up on the results. Instead of finding the joy and just doing it. And I found that most definitely. But I realize that at some point I do want to be able to produce some sort of result. And that's just the reality of the situation. It's one of those hard things. It's one of those hard, and it's a growing up thing too as well. You realize that you don't get the cookie, you don't get the participation trophy just for participating. You don't get the girl just because you think you were supposed to get the girl. I can't think of any other analogies, but you don't just get it because you thought that you were supposed to get it. You get it because you earn it over a period of time, and that's the true success of things, and that's the true way that things work. So it can be mentally frustrating, but once I talk it out, and this kind of helps me, I can articulate it, I can abstract it, and I can just understand that, hey, I know I can do it. but you're even if you were, like I said, could break the world record. Hey, you ain't gonna be able to do that shit every fucking day. You ain't motherfucker. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you're human, maybe if you're alien, you're alien hammer thrower, then maybe you could do it every day. But still, that'd be a hard nugget to crack. So, alas, did a lot of turns. Like I've executed on my plan, just as far as I've learned. So interesting tidbit here. As far as a stick drill goes, that double support position on both single. So yeah, that double support position, I found that oscillation. I wish that I could throw up a sinusoidal. So a sinusoidal, it oscillates between a 0 and 1 on its most basic graph. And the reason that I bring this up is that there's some amount of oscillation that's happening when you are driving the hammer. And when I was doing the stick drill today, I noticed this. The up and down. It's such a subtle range. It's such a subtle range of power. It's it's double support. It's not triple extension. It's double support, but there's an interesting range of movement that happens. I think when you're doing when you're throwing the hammer, and the people that throw the hammer far, I think that there is something interesting, very very interesting that's happening in the legs that allows them to create power with the hammer. Because it's not a full squat. That's the reality of it. It's not a full squat. It's not a full blown deep squat at the end of the day. You're in a very very interesting position, and that range is where a lot of the power is generated. That double support position is where between double support and all the way to parallel is what I'll say, because I don't know if it was Devitowski or it was one of the Belarusians that could get very very deep on that very very first turn. Yeah, it was a Belarus guy, is what I do know, but I forget which two it was, but or was it? I'm not about to figure out. But he got very very deep on that first one, but he still rose as he moved the ball. It's a very 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 interesting point, because the reality of it is that yeah, you could do the deep thing, that does work, but eventually you do have to rise, and you do have to be strong in that position. And if you can oscillate between that position, well, it will definitely help, I think. So I don't know. It was just a very very interesting point, very very something that I filled out when I was doing the stick drill. But I realized I was forcing it a little bit today. I was definitely forcing it. I'm going to have to be a little bit more relaxed at the beginning of this practice. I figured out, and you saw the little note, I figured out that I wasn't letting the ball pass through 0. Was the reality of my situation. And you have to let the ball pass through 0 in order to you can't try to beat it, then you're sort of matador throwing or whatever, what have you. So I ended up putting up a 7.26. I didn't take a lot of reps with that. I got frustrated. And the glove is scanizsled. The glove is absolutely scanizsled. She's gone. But yes, letting the ball pass and just being a little bit more patient was what I was realizing. And then the throws started going how I wanted them to go. But yeah, I don't know what it was. The first 5 throws that I took, they were very 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 bad. I was over the legs, but I I was over the legs like I wanted to be, but I was not moving with the ball how I wanted to, and that was just, I think I was just forcing it a little bit. That's all that it is. So I have to make sure that I stay relaxed. I stay in the pocket of the training intensity, and I don't try to force shit like that, because that's not helpful. It's not helpful at all. It's just it's more exhausting. So I threw the 6K, and then I threw the 5K. The 5K went decent. The 5K, I even wish I could throw the 5K a little bit, but I've thrown the 5. I'm not too worried about it because I've thrown the 5.5K further than I've actually thrown the 5K, which is very, very fascinating. I've thrown the 5.5K further than I've thrown the 5K. So anyway, they'll come along for the ride. I got to realize that, like, you just, and especially the way that I train, I kind of beat myself down. I'm a beater. I'm a wife beater, if you will. I can't believe I just said that. I'm a nigger beater. That's probably a better analogy. I beat myself down quite a bit, more than probably the majority of the people do. As far as training goes, training frequency. As far as training frequency goes, I kind of do something all the time. I'm a little addicted. I'm a little bit of a crack addict, so I have to take that into consideration. It'll come along for the ride. I just work the puzzle probably differently than the majority of people have worked the puzzle. And what I use to work the puzzle is basically I'm adaptive is the word I'm trying to use. It's an adaptive training style. So a little bit different than most people do. Most people have a little bit more programming, but yeah, I'll figure it. I can't worry about it too much. One day at a time. So I can't sit here and beat myself up all the time. That's not going to work. So that's all I got, guys. You already know what the deal is. Run on your toes, keep your mouth closed, lock your doors, and save your throats. And most importantly, live to fight another day. I'm going to get out of here.